In Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, the Drow are described as a subrace of elves, typically sporting dark purple skin, stark white hair, and a wiry, athletic body meant for warfare and survival within their homeland of the Underdark. To denizens of the Underdark, the Drow Empire is a bastion of ever-expanding power that can either bring stability or an iron fist to enslave and control. To the rest of Faerun, most of the Drow are seen as arrogant, violent slavers and warmongers who seek supremacy both in the Underdark and the realms above ground. While there are many small communities of Drow who are neutral or good, the vast majority live beneath the Lothian-led Dark Seldarine, elven gods of darkness, power, and debauchery, and therefore much of Drow society revolves around the like. From birth, Drow are taught that they're superior to all other races, and within their own society there are strict hierarchies that must be followed on threat of death or worse. Drow houses rule specific areas, and in each house, as well as the general population, there are specific stations that one can achieve in life. Every station has a purpose, as well as a clear spot in the hierarchy, denoting those whom have power over other Drow, and those to whom that same Drow must show fealty. While strict hierarchy keeps the majority of their fear-backed power structures going, houses are routinely trying to undermine each other, and Drow tend to betray each other in order to achieve higher social stations whenever feasible. This has created a society of deception and a Game of Thrones-esque power struggle fueled by mistrust. All of this stems primarily from the Drow's worship of Lolth, the demon Spider Queen, whose spheres of influence deal with betrayal, bloodbath, and chaos, which at first seems at odds with the extreme authoritarian nature of Drow society as a whole, but when put into context, makes total sense. The Church of Lolth controls most of Drow society, venerating female Drow priestesses and queens while stating that male Drow are for fighting and breeding. The Church itself does not have a strict hierarchy. Instead, it uses power and shows of force to decide who is in charge. This chaotic structure then imposes the hierarchies on the rest of the Drow society, making the Church its head of state in a sense, and the rest of Drow simple citizens pitted against one another in an eternal struggle for power and autonomy. In doing this, the hierarchy which seems so structured is actually one of pure chaos and change, with Drow constantly going to war with their neighbors, the denizens of the surface, and each other. This further fuels their demon spider goddess with the chaos and blood that she desires. Other religions and subcultures exist within the Empire, of course, but all seem to perpetuate this overall state of structured chaos that gives most of the Drow a bad name. As there are many different types of Drow, I'm not going to detail how I would use them in combat, as the strategies are going to be dependent on the makeup of the Drow enemy party, the player party, the environment, and so forth. However, all Drow fights should have them working in tandem as a strategic kill team that has been born and trained from birth to slay enemies, and they should be absolutely relentless in their combat and unyielding to any who enter their domain. In mythology, the idea of Dark Elves is not new, with the oldest reference being from Norse mythology. The Dokalfar of Norse myth are one half of the Elven family, with the Light Elves, or Ljosalfar, making up the other half. The Light Elves live within Alfheimr, a land of light, peace, and magic, while the Dokalfar dwell within the earth and are a violent and dangerous group. This description happens to also align with the Norse dwarves and the Svartalfar, or Dusky Elves, who dwell within Svartalfheim, which is also underground. Both of the Dokalfar and Svartalfar are mentioned only in the Prose Edda, and any works that are directly referencing it. And several times in this work, Svartalfheim is said to have dwarves living within it, causing many scholars to believe that Svartalfar of Norse mythology may just be another term for dwarves. In chapter 17 of the book of Gylfaginning, the term Dokalfar is used to describe the Dark Elves specifically, so they might be considered a separate race, although there is quite a bit of disagreement about this claim. Regardless, the Dokalfar seem to act as an opposite to the Ljosalfar, possibly due to Christian influences of the time tending to separate light and dark from each other into distinct camps of good and evil. Furthermore, the Dokalfar appear to be partially influencing the Drow of Scottish Orkney and Shetland Islander myth, nocturnal creatures that are either depicted as giants, similar to the Nordic trolls, or dark elvish creatures who cause mayhem and strife. In comparing the monster to the myth, we find that the Drow get their name from the Scottish Trow, but are based almost entirely upon the basic concept of Dark Elves as they were in the Norse myth. However, the distinctions and details have been growing over time in additions, making the Drow one of the most complex and most written about races in D&D. If you enjoyed that video, please leave a like and comment below, and consider subscribing to the channel. You can also join the Patreon for $1 a month to access videos days before they're posted here, as well as other exclusive stuff like short stories, videos, and more.